Niall Shield is my name, and I'm a PhD student within the sociology department. So a third space is somewhere that people can get together, that is not the home, and it is not the place of work. So it's somewhere usually within a community where people can come, share ideas, be themselves, because in work they are performing for their employer, usually. At home they're performing for either their wife or their husband or their kids. For instance, in Ireland traditionally our third space would have been the pub. Luckily enough, Ireland has changed recently and now we have lots more coffee shops and lots more kind of hangout spaces.
So my name is Craig Duffy and I'm a barista at Starbucks. So I'd say my personal experience with the third space would be quite enjoyable. My third space, I would say, is the track. That's where I go meet a lot of my friends. I kind of get out of the working mentality. I kind of get away from everything I'm doing at home and I just focus on track and relaxing and getting out any pent up energy.
We have a lot of people walking around who kind of are either very shy or very aggressive. Teenagers in communities that are kind of looked upon like as gangs or threatening because there's nowhere to go, so they end up hanging around making their own third space, and we need to kind of mine that space. There should be free kind of third spaces, or like libraries is a good example of third, which you can't really speak too much in a library. Like, I think the most important pub third spaces we can probably have is kind of like parks and kind of semi-indoor, outdoor kind of spaces where people can come and congregate without having to pay.
My name is Emilio Gabat. I am in college at NCAD, but I'm also a tattoo artist and I make clothes. I've been skating for like 9, almost 10 years. When I started off, it was really quiet because I didn't really know anything about the skate scene. I was just kind of learning from what I see. Only a couple years ago, I felt like I started becoming a part of the actual skate community. During COVID, that's when skateboarding kind of like skyrocketed. Everyone was skating. There would be like 10 new people that I've never seen before skating. Then now it's a bit more mellowed out, but I'm still seeing newer people.
So I would say that the general atmosphere of Starbucks would just be a place that is somewhat away from college, like lecture halls and stuff like that. And of course it's going to be away from home, especially if you live in a dorm room, it's away from your dorm room. But it's quite a relaxing atmosphere where you can kind of sit down, relax. Even if you don't buy a coffee, people still come in here to do their work and kind of get away from that really formal college atmosphere. I would say the societal impact if we got rid of the third space for students especially is I think we'd actually look at an increased number of depressed students, students with withdrawal symptoms from clubs and societies. You'd see a lack of students going to class, and I would say a decline in quality of work, especially for lectures. I'd say you'll see a lot less 1-1s and a lot less 2-1s and a lot more fails.
I don't see any benefits to the arrangement of the third space. We'll have negative complications for it because you can already see it. I know part of my BA was doing business studies degree, and most of the people, even the people that were getting A pluses in all of their stuff, they had no social skills. So like they were probably real good at maths or good at this or good at that, but they had no social skills, which is fundamental, and the only way people can get social skills is by being social.
Community is like partially third space, I think, because in skating, we're skating with anybody. It doesn't matter how old you are really or what sexual orientation you are. Just as long as you skate and you enjoy skating with everyone else, that's pretty much it. You can skate anywhere. Like you can make anything skatable. If all skate parks are taken away from the skate community, it's not really the end of the world. Like we kind of see the world slightly differently. Like if you see like a bench to sit down on, we'd find a way to skate that. Or if you see like a curb, we'll find a way to skate it. Like no matter if you take anything away, we're gonna find a way to do it.
The issue from a sociological point of space is that the third space is being taken over by private property. Drug use has been in our societies for thousands of years. The problem with drug use in the third space is it's about crime. It's about like money and it's about ego. Drugs can be used for that, but they can also be used in a recreational way. Third space, the outdoor space, has become that they think it's this negative gang-related drug-filled space. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Number one, I don't believe the kind of thing about drug use. It's frightening to think that people retreat from the third space because they feel it's like dominated by drugs. But drug use should be encouraged once you reach a certain age.
Yeah, I think drug usage was prominent in the skate scene. I think it's prominent in any scene. Like no matter like what you do, there's always going to be someone doing drugs. But everyone kind of just chills out and smokes weed.
As a worker, I think overcrowding we can't really control because there's not a lot of places on campus right now. People are complaining about that there's not enough seats, and then that's kind of an issue. I definitely think there could be more additional space given, rather from the university or from local businesses, to a third space in Maynooth, especially on campus. You could look at even just relaxation rooms, like rooms with beanbags and stuff like that, and maybe something like this where it's just tables and chairs at a coffee shop.
The ISA and Goblin Magazine, it's the Irish Skateboarding Association. You sign up to get the amount of people on this association to get recognized by like the government or something, just to be able to build more spaces like this. We're doing a lot of stuff to try and get more public spaces that are skate friendly. Do you know Portobello? Now there's a hotel in front of it, but before it used to just be a space where all of the skaters would come. Recently they threatened to like knock it all down, but the ISA, Goblin Magazine, they managed to get enough people to sign a petition so they keep that space. Right now we have it still. There's plans on like improving it to become more skate friendly.
I think a third space is essential to any student. I think every student needs to have a third space. Even if it is just the park in South Campus or a Starbucks area.
For the skate community, I hope people will be more open-minded to it, because I feel like in Ireland a lot of people still don't know much about skateboarding at all. So they're like, oh, what's that fucking noise? It's so loud. Oh, they're just hurting themselves. Yeah, I hope in the future that people will be like more open-minded about it.
We are social beings, and it's important that like we have these places where we can come, meet, develop new relationships, develop new friendships, and learn new ideas.